So we left Tonkawa
We are
at...
live. We have quorum, so we can go.
All right.
Let's record.
Doesn't look like it's doing anything. I don't think it's working.
Oh, really? I used it just a couple hours ago.
Or operator error.
No, I don't think it was working.
Maybe it had automatically shut off. It's on now.
All right, are we ready? Let's go with call to order, roll call, and establish quorum.
Megan? Courtney?
Here.
Dustin? Kayon? Ashley? Here. Lene?
Here.
Jody? Here.
All right, number 2, considerations and action on consent agenda. So we'll start with the minutes from May 3rd, 2023, regular meeting.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
A second.
Lene, I'm sorry, was it you that motion?
Yeah.
Courtney, second, yeah.
And Ashley?
Yes.
Lene?
Yes.
And Jody?
Yes.
All right, acknowledgement of resignation of Marnie Moody from Parks and Recreation Board. Do we need to do anything?
Oh, no, you already motioned to accept the consent agenda.
Oh, so I don't need to read any of that?
No.
Perfect. All right, number 3, considerations of items removed from the consent agenda. There weren't any. Number 4, public appearances, petitions, communications, and personal appearances. Under Oklahoma law, the Parks and Recreation Board members are prohibited from discussing or taking any action on items not on today's agenda. Nobody's here. All right. 5, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding scheduling a summer softball tournament. Trent.
Tracy has finally got a hold of the right people at the Iowa Tribe. He is looking for it to be in July. He's got to nail down the date, but he does have the right people. And as far as I know, all the money that comes in from that after he pays everything comes right back into the Parks and Rec.
So we're looking at July, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an
Adult
it's
softball.
adult softball
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
And Tracy Farmer is wanting to put it on. Like, does he want like us to do certain things?
Not
and
that I know of.
certain things? That's one thing is like,
Okay.
I think we should be
Clear.
specific on,
Okay.
and especially like after this weekend, our first like softball tournament thing, you know what I mean? Just being clear on like what, well, like Trent, like what you're supposed to be in charge of, and like what whoever rents the fields are in charge of, and who's supposed to get this and this. Like, it went really good, but like it'd be good to know like who is doing what
Yes.
jobs.
Yeah, I will get that. I will talk to him and get that figured out.
I agree to that.
But other than that, I mean, anything we can do, then I think is great. And if he's willing to put it on,
Absolutely.
From what I understand, the umpires are doing it for free even. He's flying a guy in from out of town and he's doing it for free.
Okay.
So,
okay, that's gonna sound like a weird question, but like he's flying a guy in.
the guy's wife worked for one of the airlines, so
Okay.
he gets free flying.
That's what I was like. Does
wherever he
that
needs
come like? Does he mean like out of like?
to go. Yeah, no, no.
Not out of Parks and Rec.
You know,
Like out of the like his budget for it or what? So that's what I was like. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Just checking.
And is the idea that it's taking place at both places at the same time, or is it like
he's all at the
all
tribe,
in the tribe?
Oh, okay.
'cause our fences are not big enough.
Gotcha.
Agreed. For what will be here.
So they'll put it on and everything, but we get the money for it, like the Parks and Rec?
It'll be like a
Yes.
It's like a fun.
It's a fundraiser that Tracy's putting on for us.
That's cool, okay.
Fantastic. Anyone else on that one?
I don't think so.
Is that something we need to approve, or have we already approved it? No? Okay. 6, consideration, discussion, and possible action to select fall sports leagues. Trent, anyone?
I'm just trying to figure out, are we wanting fall baseball in Perkins? Are we wanting soccer? Are we wanting flag football? What are we wanting to do? Because it's getting close time now to start sending that, letting people know it's
Yeah.
right around the corner. I got a month before I need to start getting stuff ready again.
So initially, we talked about doing, like, okay, at one time we were like, or we pushed soccer to fall. So at one time we talked about doing flag football and then soccer, and then not doing t-ball again till the spring. But then we talked about, well, and part of that was because like Tri-County wasn't gonna do spring. But now or wasn't gonna do fall, but now they are gonna do fall.
Yeah.
So then we talked about like us not doing an in-town one, but if like people wanna play t-ball and stuff, then put them in the Tri-County League. I don't know how you guys feel about that. The concern I don't know, I think is just, we can't do those things on top of each other, like flag football, soccer, and t-ball, because it's all gonna be the exact same kids.
Yes.
It's not big enough to
Well,
have all different kids.
And that's why I need to find out what we want to
In
do.
that, so you're gonna be running over,
Your second grade,
Into
you
your-
lose some of your second
So
graders.
it's really, the flag football is gonna be for pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade.
yeah.
And some first graders are gonna play bandits probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really have that much of an opinion on flag football because my kids never did. I don't really know that much about it. I think soccer, we should try to do soccer. That's something a lot of people have been asking for and about. I don't know. What do you guys?
My kids did, well, not Lincoln, but Riley always did soccer. The only thing that stinks about soccer is because Perkins doesn't offer it like as a school sport, and so then it's like they learn all those fundamentals and they stay and
Use them in.
they don't get to use them. But I do know I've heard a lot of people ask about soccer.
There has been quite a few people ask for it.
So what about soccer and t-ball?
It's gonna be the same kids all over again.
Yeah, but you can play both because
You
soccer
can
has
do
to be on one night, t-ball
Yeah.
has to be on another. We can easily fit t-ball in one night. We've done
Yes.
it every season,
Yeah.
so.
I think if you just do that limited age group, I think it's easy to fit.
Okay, so do
Two
pre-K,
nights.
so pre-K soccer, pre-K kindergartens,
First
5 and under soccer, first to pre-K or whatever it is
I would say 6 and under probably is what you're looking at, right?
For what? For soccer?
for soccer and t-ball.
Heck, I don't know. What did we do before? I mean, I know we did little kid. Riley's the only one that played, but I mean, she was like little when we
Did
did
they
it.
break it up like?
I don't know why you couldn't do pre-K, kindergarten, first and second.
Yeah.
Do that if we have enough to sign up for second. That's where I'm worried you're gonna run into, because Bandits is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and they play Saturday. And you got Bandit cheer that's practices those nights as well.
Yep, but not everybody does that.
No, you're right. And that's just, if we have enough interest in that, but if we offer it and we don't have interest, then
Now-
those kids are gonna be.
Bandit cheer, it's second grade. They don't start
They don't start
first.
till second,
Yeah.
So
Right.
that cuts out some of your kiddos.
and they only practice one night a week now.
Oh,
They for cheer? Okay.
Yeah, cheers only one night.
Or you could also do 4U soccer, 6U soccer, and then just 6 and under
Right.
t-ball.
and we can do that too. That's why I was just, because I've had everybody asking about every different sport under the sun, and I'm like,
So you would have to choose two, like there's no way to squeeze in 3, right? I know a lot of people are gonna want flag football.
Yeah, 3.
Is this
What if-
time? Why
It
is
is.
this the problem? I just don't know.
Well, I think you could, I think, yes, we could fit it in, but I don't think you're gonna get enough kids. Like, you're gonna have 2 teams of flag football, you're gonna have,
Yeah.
To make it work.
especially
I don't think
if we do fall t-ball, like the Tri-County's talking about doing.
So are you thinking t-ball here, like we've always done?
I think so.
I would. We had 8 teams.
Yeah, to 10 teams.
I mean,
Like, I think a whole group of kids from
Yeah.
parents who are ready to put their kids in something.
No, I think it's great. I think the only reason we thought about doing that was just when we were planning on doing flag football and soccer, and
I think if
We
you
were like,
limit
eh,
it
we could just
to
do that.
those, I think you'll have enough kids to totally
I-
run.
Yeah.
and I definitely think, I mean, we still just offer the signups for Tri-County in the fall and softball for the older kids.
yeah.
Yep. I,
So we are talking t-ball and soccer for pre-K to first grade.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any way to, I don't know about soccer, like nothing really about it. Can it be like, when Riley played, it was actually in February and March. Like, can T-ball, like one or the other start like a little sooner than the other? Or like, so it's a little bit staggered or not really?
Yeah, but they're both played outside, and so you're like in the fall, like
I
how?
know. Well, that's what I meant. Like, we were playing in February, so I'm like, I just don't know.
I mean,
So we're
typically
just
you're
doing
gonna
it at the
start
same
pretty
time?
close to the same time with your
Either
fall
one.
sport, yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was any way to.
I mean, Declan just played YMCA. It was the same time as T-ball, and it is in the fall also.
Yeah.
Soccer,
Okay.
and it's 5 kids, no goalies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're doing good to kick the ball.
Sounds good to me.
Without falling in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Because if we do T-ball on Monday night and then do soccer Tuesday or whatever, because I can always set the soccer fields up outside of the ball fields because we have enough room out there to make it work, and then we can still do our fall coach pitch teams and stuff like that.
And have fields
practices.
to practice on.
Right. There is enough room out there if we do teams of 5 and stuff.
I think, do we want to add it to next month when hopefully everyone's here and then vote on it then?
I think that would be a
Because
good.
that's plenty of time, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
also, we were talking about
Yeah.
at our movie in the park night asking suggestions, so I think that would be something great. If we get a lot of people there, just ask, are you interested in these sports?
Yeah, it's just something I just wanted us to start thinking of, because talking to Stephanie before, when I got here, nobody had talked to her about medals or anything.
Right.
So we were scrambled to get medals within 2 weeks before the season ended.
And you said what ages did you?
I mean, this is just an idea, but it could either be pre-K and kindergarten and then first and second, or it could be 4U, 6U for soccer. And then I think T-ball, you just stick to what we did this year.
It seemed to work.
Good.
I kind of like the pre-K kindergarten first, second
For soccer?
for soccer.
I like-
Because, really, okay, you think about like Lainey. Okay, like Lainey. Lainey's 7 and she's in first grade. There's not a lot for first
Right.
grade outside of.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, and I think it's good to
it's kind of
stick
like that
with grades because like
between two.
Yeah, the
there were
ages.
some, like there was one softball team that had a kindergartner, a lot of first and second, and a third grader.
Well, ours does.
And then maybe that's the one I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah. And so we could have used that third grader, but the way her birthday fell, she couldn't play with our girl.
Yeah, I like it either way. So pre-K, kindergarten, first, second.
That also gets.
And that gives some second graders that don't want to do
Yeah.
bands, they don't want to do.
Right. They don't want to do any of that other stuff.
Something
That also
else,
makes
yeah.
it where we don't have to, like, it's 4 and under. Can my 2-year-old play?
Right. Right.
Yes. Have to be in school.
I like it. Okay, anything else on that? All right, considerations, discussion, and possible action regarding fencing upgrades at Peters Park. Trent?
I have one quote in to do all 5 fields, and they did break it down, but for all 5 fields, it was like 50 grand. Yeah. I also know we are going to put the backstops higher for that little lean over that's at Dixon Park, at the T-ball and coach pitch fields for safety. It's very interesting when the ball gets hit, where you're gonna dive to, because I don't know if any of you have been down there lately, but on every night that there's a game, it is packed in between. So we are trying to do anything we can to make it easier for the parents and everybody to enjoy it without dodging balls.
Is there, which I think there was mention of like, if we did our own tear down.
If we did our own tear downs and stuff like that, but I don't really want to start tearing fences down just yet until I know what
Right.
what I can do to put it back up.
Right.
Now,
So,
Peters Park, it won't be as bad, but if these other fields if we start over there too, I mean, we had a kid that hit, I know of 5 home runs this year in 12 and under.
Yeah.
So,
So backing it up, is that what you're saying?
no, not backing up, but if I take the fences down and everything starts rolling out, it's just a ground rule double. They can't do anything else about that.
Gotcha.
Now, Peters Park, I mean, there are some kids that can hit it that far. But there's not a lot.
Not that many, yeah.
In worst case scenario, I can grab some safety orange fence and put up until we get everything. But I'm going to end up having a big work day on that because I have a guy that's gonna donate us a big dumpster to put the chain link fence in that we tear down. But I just need to get all that stuff going, and I'm wanting everybody to know what's going on with it.
So there's a fence guy that just happened to have moved into the area.
Oh.
That happens to be the new youth director at the First Baptist Church.
Yeah.
Martin?
No. Sap.
Sap, yeah, is his last name. He actually owned his own fence business in
Elk City.
Was it Elk City?
I know that's where they live now.
I was like, I couldn't remember if it was Mustang or Yukon area, somewhere right in there.
Okay.
So
I'll get with Marty, or not Marty, yeah, Marty.
Marty,
Marty.
so
Introduce myself to this young man.
yes, so there might be some interest in maybe
Okay.
something we can do together to help with
Yes.
some of that possibly.
Okay, so the plan right now is to move back,
No, just replace
replace
it.
it.
replace all of it.
Just replace all of it. That fence, it's lost all of its galvanizing cover. It is rusting out at all the parks.
Rolling,
It's rolling. It's gonna take a lot of work to get it fixed where it needs to be.
So after they do that, like at TNT ball fields, they have just like a net that goes between the two, the netting, so it like catches the balls.
It's like batting cage net
So that might be something that we,
to look at as well.
because I don't think that's really expensive, probably.
It's not, I don't think so.
And that might help some too with the people sitting in between there. When they originally did those fences, didn't like Bud Reedus do it, or maybe that was the high school field? Do we have like farmers and stuff that would maybe just help fencing? I mean,
Oh,
maybe
but it's gonna have to be a certain
certain types.
type.
I guess, yeah.
Because if it's just been laying out in the field somewhere, you're coming right back with the same type of stuff.
I meant like labor.
Well,
labor-wise.
That's what I said, like,
We're gonna have it work, yeah,
that's why I said if we can get this
Yeah.
guy that knows
that knows fencing.
Just
and knows how to put
Save
it
on
up and
cost.
what exactly.
Yeah, and that's, but I don't know, I can do chain link fence for my house, and it'll look good.
baseball field, yeah.
But a baseball field, that's a public park, and I want Perkins to be proud of what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want it to last a long time.
It'll last, yeah.
Yeah.
To have
Put this into it.
Yeah.
So maybe if this guy can help at least show us and, have a work day and we have some other guys that are knowledgeable to help pitch in, that would be,
It's just getting that tight and stretching. Chain link fence is different than.
it's a
barbed wire.
big task, very big task. So, yeah.
Okay. Number 8, consideration and discussion regarding concession stands.
Okay. As of today, I learned something very new. When Eric was doing Parks and Rec, he had, the city of Perkins had nothing to do with concession stands. They let other groups come in and do it and give them 25% of the profit. Instead of us having to run around and find people to work concessions, is that something we would be interested in doing? And also, at some point in time, I know this weekend we would have had a whole lot more sales if we can get credit card machines down there. I don't know how to go about that.
We brought that up whenever
Square would be,
we
tried and
first got on the board. We brought it up. And
Okay,
Sarah kind of didn't. I
Okay.
don't think we liked that
Do you
idea.
remember what the issue was? I mean,
I'm not sure. I don't really
tracking
remember.
or accounting maybe.
So they had other people run it and they gave 25%?
25% of the profits to Parks and Rec. They
I don't
named it,
know.
they stocked it, they did it all.
No, okay. I don't know because that's like one of our only like big incomes right now to do things with, but I also know it's hard to find volunteers. But I also have heard a lot of complaints about it just like being the sign up genius thing.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if there's a better way for us to find like do that, but like have a compile a list of volunteers. I don't know what the best
Okay, and then,
is.
and I'm fine with either way. I just,
I don't
how do
know.
we get the word out when nobody does anything other than Facebook or social media?
Right. Well, and part of me is like, maybe it's phone calls, because if you call me and say, hey, can you work the concession stand tonight? I'm gonna be like, yeah.
That's how I got my sister to. Well, see, so when I lived in Washington and we were on a board, like it was part of a requirement for us to be on the board. You had to serve so many times in concession stand at events. It didn't mean you were every time. So and I enjoy helping. I don't mind working the concession. My concern with letting anybody in the concession stand is how do you just trust everybody? I mean, that's a lot of money that you don't. I don't know.
Well, we don't usually have as much money as we did this weekend.
Yeah.
So that's
I count the money
it's
every.
usually way less
I
than
count the money every
Well, and that's
every
why-
game. It's not like what that was.
Like I told my sister the other night, I said, listen, it's not going to be busy, but I am not going to be in there by myself with money. Like it's just, you know, it's like
It is, yeah. It's, I mean,
How, like, what is the concession stand doing on a typical evening?
We may clear $200.
so if someone comes in and we're getting 25%, then that's not super profitable.
$50.
But also, what if you don't get people to sign up to do that part?
Right.
Then you're still running around, right?
Well, then you're
It's not
buying
a
your own.
concession stand.
I was like, because then you're having to go buy things last minute
See,
and.
I don't like the not having a concession
I
stand
don't
for
like
driving
Well,
that.
it's just a lot. And like I said, this is also that's why I wanted that up there because after talking to Eric, and I talked to Amy about putting it on there a long time ago. And then Eric told me how he did it.
Was it hard to find someone to work it?
Sometimes there's been a lot of times that it was very last minute and we were
still struggling.
basically begging.
Yeah.
Because I mean that I know like this weekend, if it wasn't for Joe's baseball team and my family stepping up, there was very few people. The board stepped up a lot, but like last night, my wife ran concessions. My son's girlfriend ran concession. No, yeah, the night before that at Peters, my wife ran concessions and my daughter ran gate because nobody wanted to go do it. And the problem is we're relying on our baseball people and the people that are always going to be at the parks to do it all the time. And when, like this week, it's in the season tournament, y'all are in Morrison, y'all are in Glencoe, you were in Tonkawa. I mean, we're spread so thin.
I think I would like to see like us just find a better solution
Okay.
to get the
And that's
to
fine.
get it filled.
Well, and part of the reason I think that, I agree with that too, because,
Because we need that money.
yeah.
Yeah,
right
and
now
I understand
we-
that, but and my thing is I've told Courtney, I hate leaning on the same people because eventually those people are gonna get burnt out. I mean, Frontier Realty has donated all kinds of stuff and pickle juice and put people at Peters Park working concession stands but at what point does Frontier Realty say enough's enough?
But we have these groups that keep wanting to come back and help,
Yeah,
like
and I don't think,
like Oklahoma Community, they always want to come
Yeah.
and help, and First
Okay.
Baptist is donating things, and like, I think maybe we just reach out to some groups like
Okay.
that,
Like,
like,
can we reach out to like some of our sporting, like our youth sporting groups and things like that for them to be more involved and, you know, I mean, is there options?
we've asked we asked all the baseball teams, like, why don't you take a night and do that, and, I mean, aside from
Not young, I don't mean like, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean
high school.
like, yes.
High school baseball team can't do it. And the football team, most of their football players play baseball.
And I reached out to a lot of like the high school like yearbook and
They just-
NHS, and they just don't respond and don't do
No,
it.
because I've put out there, I will give you volunteer hours for college,
Yeah.
for your resume and your applications, and only one's taking is my daughter. I mean,
I think it's almost more like middle school age kids that.
I know,
like,
I got
they
Aiden to
think
go
it's
in there,
so-
so
My
I can
kids
get
think
Aiden
that's
to.
so fun. They're doing the gate the other day. Like they love that.
And
You basically just got to have somebody overseeing the money at
and
that point.
Smith Lady's running it tomorrow down there at Dixon. Her daughter was excited to sign up. I'm like,
Yeah, her 3 kids go and they help her, and
All
that's
the
what
time.
they enjoy it. And
So it might be worth like even talking to like Nicole Tivis on the junior high
Junior high.
student council more so than.
That's a good
and that's fine. It's just,
Okay.
I hate leaning on the same people over and over and over.
Yeah,
But maybe
no,
if everybody took like one shift during, like if you can figure it out to where there's enough people, maybe they don't have to do it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind helping as much as I can.
Right.
Yeah, I was like,
And
I
my
don't
wife
know.
doesn't either, but it's
Yeah,
just,
You just don't want
her
to.
problem is that she hates me calling her last minute.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? We didn't find anybody to work it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can help you out by like, maybe if we had a list of all the dates at the beginning of the season and like, all of us know all different people, so maybe,
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to volunteer y'all for something, but like, we're gonna be helping anyways, but like, all of us take
And we can.
5 or 8 slots and we're in charge of getting those filled by.
And I can start reaching out to the youth groups in town and seeing if, hey,
Like the 4-H clubs,
Yeah.
the different, yeah.
I think we just need to get a
Okay.
little bit better system.
and that's fine. And it's just one of those things.
Because this is the first time we really did it.
Yeah, so I think,
8 years.
yeah, I think if we
So-
can start sooner in the season, like at the beginning of the season, I think we can
Yeah.
work at getting some of those filled. I think that's a good idea because it will take, just getting a little bit of practice down, I think, to get that.
And I am still working on trying to figure out what, if I can get, I need to get Bob settled down and find out what we need to do to be able to serve hot dogs and
That's what I was
nachos.
gonna ask.
Because if it's just getting one of those hot dog rollers like what the gas stations used to have, I bet I can find one.
Do you have to have a food handler's card?
Bob
He's
is
working
supposed to
on
be
it.
working
He's
on that,
working on it.
actually.
If I had to get my food handler's card, I can go take the test right now. I've had it.
Online in like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
15
super
bucks.
easy.
I
Yeah.
think the city, like, I think Bob was working on
But it-
something.
But does that mean that even though I'm here, but we have a game going on at Dixon and a game at Peters, even though I can bounce back and forth, does that cover?
No. If you're required to have one, I would imagine it would be people that are working with food.
I don't, but that,
But see, I can't imagine that.
how does OSU get by with it?
There's
That's what
so
I'm
many
saying.
places that
That's what,
have
I don't know if there's
concessions that
one
do that,
person
so I-
in there that has it. I don't know. Then I don't know why you would
Because-
have to have one at all.
I mean, when we ran them for FFA and all of that, we never
We
had
never
it.
had food handlers. I didn't get mine until I
So
worked
you
at
may
Peterson.
not even be required to have one then.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Bob, I do know Bob was checking.
He was checking in on it. And then everything got hectic
Yeah.
the first night I was here.
Well, so, I mean, I do think if we can get some other little options in there too, even if we can't do that right now,
Right.
then,
But I do know that people
but it
are,
would be way
the
Yes,
better.
people
I
have
think-
asked for nachos
Yes,
and
yeah.
Or like a pulled pork
Frito
sandwich.
chili pie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some warm food, something, especially when they're there longer.
Yes.
Longer
Well, then
nights
you're driven
than-
an hour to get
Yes.
here and don't have time for dinner.
Yes.
Because all the food restaurants are closed most of
Closed.
the time they get home.
And it's Sunday.
Besides McDonald's.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think,
Do you just want to check with Bob on where he's at with that?
Yes, I will.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. 9, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding forming a committee to organize a movie in the park event to be held on June 24th at Peters Park. Me, probably. Yeah, so, did you print those? Did you print what I sent you?
Oh, no,
Oh.
no, I forgot.
Well, Trent will send it to you, but Megan and I met, and we kind of just split everything up into, you take this, I'll take this, you're already doing sponsors, so if you'll just
I
kind
need
of,
help with sponsors
Yes.
some right now.
And we
We're
will.
running low.
then maybe we split that up right now in the next week or so and just reach out to people we know.
I have received 3 or 4 phone calls this week people are gonna go up to City Hall and sponsor.
I was hoping by
Yeah.
putting actual names on there, so what we may do is like Friday, I'll check back in with the city, see who else paid, and then I'll make another list, because I was hoping like if I said, thank you to so-and-so, so-and-so, they'll see like, oh, well, we want to be on that list too, you know?
Right.
So, but we figured we needed like 30, right?
Right,
So
something
we
like
paid
that.
For it,
Where are we at?
and we had 7
So I think we're up to
that
10.
have paid.
I think we're up to 10
So
now.
we've sent out more that people said they would. but
I'm
they
one
have
that
not
said they
turned
would.
them in.
I know Boys Ranch did pay and set up, and I got their paper.
So we had
EB Builders or P, I don't,
BK.
yeah,
Um,
they paid, and
I'll tell you who we had.
there's another one. Oh, Metro First.
Oh, good. Okay, because Cassie was one that was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Okay, but she had, so they all must have paid this week then.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And I'll have to look, and I may be wrong on the name of it, but it's all down in my office. They give me a copy of everything as well, so we can stay on top of that.
We had, so as of Monday, we had Mike's Remodeling, Life Point Church, Country Comfort, Rustic Wraps, BK Builders, and Katie Stanley Frontier Realty.
I think there's at least 2 more.
2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 6.
And
7.
Ryan called, he's gonna sponsor your husband.
Okay, I figured. I bet
Yeah.
Michael.
2 more.
We are.
And then
Cause I got three down in my office right now. I meant to grab them and I forgot them.
2, 3 more. So one of those is probably Cassie, because she was one I was gonna call.
It may have been just Katie Stanley that I got their paperwork on it. I may have told you wrong.
Okay, so if not though, Cassie said she was, so that's another, so that's like 11,
It's 11 or 12.
11 or 12.
And I will go talk to Steve at Perkins Drug and go from there, maybe the co-op.
Is
Oh,
anybody else Williams?
I was say, do you want me to go around and ask businesses?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can do that tomorrow because I'm gonna.
if you wanna come down, I will give you the paperwork
Just
I
give me
have.
something and I'll go around tomorrow. Riley's getting braces in the morning, so I'll go in the afternoon though.
Okay, cause I will have the paperwork printed up and they can fill it out and give you a check right then, or they can fill it out and take the money to city. And that's the other, I think City Hall will take payments over the phone.
No.
Oh, they won't?
We cannot take payments.
So cash or check?
Cash check, or they can go into City Hall and pay with their card.
Okay.
I've been like, some of those, I've just been picking them up and taking them to City Hall.
Okay, and that's fine too, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, just,
If they want
Sometimes-
to pay with credit card, you may let them know there's fees for doing
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And families, like we can do families too, like,
Okay.
cause that's kinda how I was thinking about doing ours, is just like from the Debut family. Just, and it's gonna, their logo or name will be on the,
screen
rolling on the screen
before
before
the
it
movie starts.
Okay.
And there's an email on that paperwork that they need to write down to send him either a PDF, JPEG. There's like 6 different ways that he can put it on and make it work.
Yeah, if you don't mind to help with
Yeah.
that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been begging people for money a lot. And I thought $30 won't be that bad, but we really haven't gotten as many as what I
Yeah.
I
suspected.
really
we
think a
would
lot of
get.
people plan on doing it. They're just busy. I think.
Right, once this, I know Stephanie Barnhart, before, she does not have, she told me whatever we need, but she's just so into, this all came up
If you
right at the
take
end of
it
school.
into her though, she will.
Yes.
Rip it in, I guarantee.
Strip and.
Maybe like Harlan.
Yeah. Okay.
So is the DJ all confirmed for that day?
Yes.
And how much was that? Do we know that price?
I got it in an
The
email.
movie rights were $425, right?
Yeah, and I think he was another $400 or
I
$500.
think we planned on 1,000.
planned
Right
on
at
1,000,
around
okay.
1,000. Now, I've already bought the movie. I found it at Walls. I got the Sandlot 2, and another one. They're all 3 Sandlots. So I got them all.
No worries.
I meant to silence it.
I thought I had it at the house, and my wife's like, this is one baseball movie we do not have. I said, we need to find it.
Okay, the next thing, so food trucks.
As of right now, the only one that I have confirmed and nailed down is Curdy Shack.
Okay.
Snow, Oklahoma cannot move.
What about that nacho ice cream thing? I was thinking
I was
about
wondering,
that, because
oh,
they
I
put
know
all
her.
those football games for a
I
while.
haven't seen them.
I
yet.
haven't seen them around either.
I know her.
Yeah.
You know, other than if she wants to, because she has to have, because they have to have the city permit to be there. I asked Bob if we could waive it, and he said no.
They have to have the city permit. Okay.
Yes. But Curdy Shack's been at the football state doing stuff. Purdy Q was already booked that week. There was one called Okie Spud I really wanted here because apparently they're out of business.
Really?
The number that's on the website, I called it, she said, that's not this number. I don't know any other way to find
We
them.
could do the nacho ice cream thing. We could see if Christy Mages would bring the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And I plan on having the snow cone machine down there. So,
Are they gonna be the same price?
yeah.
Okay. That was the only thing people
Is-
complained about, the prices of the snow cones.
It's 50 cents more than what they got at Snow-Oklahoma for the same price, same
For the
size.
little ones?
She
Okay,
sells her for $2.50.
okay,
So, I mean,
okay, well then that makes sense then.
Is Carissa?
Wandering Brew.
Yeah, Wandering Brew.
Yeah,
oh, I forgot to ask her if she wanted to go set up.
you may ask her in one.
Yeah, I'm in there all the time. I just
I am too.
forget to ask
Did
her.
we decide, are we charging them or we're just letting them come?
If they will do the $30 sponsorship, but I told Curdy Shack 50. Curdy Shack's down to pay us $50 to come in.
That's what Megan and I were talking about. Do we want, like, what's more, like a percentage or $50?
It depends.
I know,
I don't-
I know, but I mean, you already told them 50. Should we just go with 50?
Yeah, and I told
But
Curdy.
what if we can't get anyone there? Then there's no food.
Right. Well, the Curdy Shack's there,
Got the Curdy Shack, and we
and
have
we're
the
gonna have the concessions. And
Food.
Yeah.
Michael and Angela Miller are gonna donate 2 popcorn machines, so we don't have to microwave popcorn anymore.
They came in today.
They came in today, so it'll be fresh popcorn.
But we may have to get the stuff for it. I can see if they wanna donate.
I can go to Sam's and they sell them in the.
Like that's-
So, do we wanna charge like for the popcorn?
Yeah, the concession, everything in the
Yeah,
concession.
everything in the
Okay,
concession we're
okay.
charged for, except we thought about if we have water, just
I'll
have
hand out.
hand out water because it's summer and it's hot. And I have 2 cases in my garage that never got taken to a concession.
Good, because I bought 10 cases Sunday and I'm out.
Well, I have 2, so I can get it.
So that's where we're at on, as far as I know, Wandering Brew, I'm pretty sure she's sponsored.
I think you said she did.
I took her the paper.
She maybe just didn't turn it in yet.
Man, and my thing is if they're gonna sponsor us,
Let
then
them do it first.
let her be there. Nobody else is gonna know.
Okay.
I don't wanna
She's
hound her.
very into
Very,
sponsoring.
yes. And I don't want to keep hounding kind of like you keep asking the same people over and over and over for donations. Eventually somebody's gonna say,
Yeah, you've I'm spent. Yeah.
I like that. If they're sponsoring, just let them set up. But like the other place, they're not local, are they? Or like
Curdy Shack? No, they're on the strip.
Yeah, I think that's different if they're from out of town, even though it's still kind of close.
Right.
but-
Sounds good. Okay. We talked about having yard games before the sun goes down. Any interest in that?
I can bring my husband's
Cornhole?
cornhole.
Perfect.
I can bring mine too.
Okay, bring your yard games. I have like the can jam and the spike ball and
Okay.
all the lake games, but like have a little area to set it up. Megan has like a whole diagram.
Okay.
We used her little fancy thing and made a whole diagram, but
Works.
you can send it. So, can we bring the picnic tables?
I can get them over there, yes.
And can Dustin help you? I will ask him to.
I would say yes, but if
Josh
not,
can help you too, but.
I can get Matt to help me, my part-time guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so hand out waters, concession stands open, and then we also thought about a table that I talked to you about that would be like suggestions, donations, whatever. If we want to do this little survey, like what sports are you interested in, volunteer lists, all of that. And I was gonna see if you two would put that little table together, and maybe we can like decorate it kind of movie themed or baseball themed or whatever we want to do. So we kind of put things, we're gonna see if Kaon could help maybe find volunteers for concession. If you two are doing sponsors now. I was gonna do all of the games, like collecting them all the yard games. Dustin and you take care of getting the tables over there. And then Megan was gonna look for like someone to be the like water donations person, like a sponsor. Because I know First Baptist will give us more water, and then she'll take care of like ice chests.
Pink County Bank has water, and they
Oh,
really
with
have it with their logo,
logo
on
on
it.
it?
And
Oh.
then
So they
there's
never-
someone that we haven't, like, they
Yeah.
haven't done like any of the sponsorship things, so that might be a good one.
And I just ran into Marty at regional baseball and he's like, hey, if you all ever need water or pop or whatever, just let me know. And I leaned on him hard this last weekend.
So do you want me to help with concession workers then?
Yep. Put you and Kay on that. You two on the little like table.
Do you want us to create the forms too, like the surveys and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I think
However
a
you
list,
guys want to do it.
a list of volunteers would be like, that's
Huge.
willing to, like,
Yeah,
just get like a
have a
phone
number.
number and an email
Yeah,
address.
like, are you willing to volunteer? You know.
And maybe list out some things like we have work days, we have conventions, we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
Which would interest you?
Yeah.
Volunteering your time, volunteering donations, volunteering water,
Yeah.
food, or
events
How
like,
would you like to be
these community
contacted?
events.
Email, phone number, yeah.
Yeah, all of that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What time are we
Oh.
starting?
We are starting at 7 to 10:30. Does that sound right?
Yeah, roughly.
Um,
The movie will start about, depends on what time it gets started. I
I
mean,
think it gets dark at 8:59 or
yeah,
something. That
it's
we
a
looked it
weird,
up.
it's a weird stinking time on
Yeah.
that night.
So we need concession workers from 7 to 10:30,
Yes.
Yeah.
maybe 6:45.
And when we do this, I have a deal printed out. When it gets closer, I will start hanging. I'll bring it and show everybody. And I mean, I just made movies at Peters Park, bring your own chairs, come watch Sandlot I haven't had the time yet because
where are we doing at Peters Park?
Peters Park, they're gonna sit on probably the north field.
We're only
I
like,
thought we
what-
thought the South Field because it was like,
Yeah, because South will have the tree line that he can put in and block a little bit more.
yeah, South Field.
we're only like 2 weeks away.
Yeah, we're here.
So I was gonna wait till tonight to talk to everyone, and then I can make like the Facebook invite, like an event, so we can just start sharing it
Yep.
and getting some RSVPs. Really mean nothing, but it helps us gauge kind of.
And I don't know if we said this, but my sister, they're donating them, but they also offered their time to man the popcorn machine that night.
Yes.
That's
We
amazing.
want them to.
Yes, I forgot. I did
I
not
had
say.
forgot she mentioned
Yeah,
it.
she did.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
We can do that.
Yeah, that would be really helpful to have that like outside of the concession, like a,
Yeah, 'cause that's-
like right,
It's a lot to take care of, like
Yeah,
to.
that's true, like
to-
its own.
It would be busy inside the concession and crowded probably, so.
And I do have a canopy, and I know the Raptors have 2 canopies, but I have a huge canopy down in my office. I could. The words are hard
Yeah,
today.
we can bring our table.
No, that's great. Perfect. Tell her yes,
Okay.
please. So we'll need to get popcorn bags too. When
Yeah.
we get.
I just figured like brown lunch bags. You can buy a package of 500 for like $5 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that works. And still probably, what, $2 a deal?
Yep.
And candy, popcorn. I had that list too.
Yeah.
Basically, candy, pop, water. Well, we're not selling water.
When I saw them, but what I will do is I will move. Because right now I haven't moved any of the pop because there's still plenty of pop down there. But the water and the Gatorade stuff, I moved all of it down to Dixon's because the last 2 days of the tournament's there. And then when we're done with that, I will take whatever's left, take it over to Peters because we've got a bunch of candy still already, and we probably need pickles. Oh my God.
We like sold Perkins out of pickles
Yes.
this weekend.
Perkins, Walmart.
you still have lots of pickle sickles left?
No.
No.
Gina asked me about that today because she thinks she made like 800.
And I may have.
There's a lot.
Whatever is left is at Peters Park, and there may be 20. Maybe. And that's on the high side.
We should have like 3 or 4 jars of pickle juice too.
We
So
got to where we were literally giving people pickle juice inside the boat.
And they were paying. They were
They were paying
for it.
for
$1.
like a boat of pickles.
Yes, they were
And we'd have to
paying
give them
for
2
it.
boats because it would like get soggy.
And then it would spill out.
Begging
We had a guy come up and buy that much pickle juice for $3 out of the jar.
Yeah. It was,
I'm curious.
Shit. Well. Okay, so you do concessions.
Yeah.
Well, as far as stocking it.
Right. Yeah, I got
I'll
that.
get workers.
Workers, you and Kaon. Do you have Kaon?
Forms, all that.
Forms and a table. Yeah,
We'll convene on some
I'll get the
sponsors.
Facebook event open tomorrow.
And I will get flyers and stuff printed out and we will start plastering.
Perfect. Okay, does it all sound good? Let's do it.
This was gonna be interesting.
Consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding a Parks and Recreation sponsorship opportunity to raise funds for Perkins Parks and Recreation.
There is a big email stapled to this
Yep.
because of wording and how we have to word it to cover the city of Perkins not being sued.
I do not like it.
And
Don't have to like it.
I know. I know I don't.
But it is all just in wording. Yes, they can still do it, and it's all written in the back on how, it is more going to be an application process for us to look over, for like Bob to look over or something like that, or me, or whoever.
Okay, maybe I read it totally wrong. But like, so if a business gives $200 for a banner, their logo really doesn't go on.
It does. No, the logo will not.
So when you're talking about banners specifically,
They're not banners, they're, no.
they can
Well,
be
it-
banners,
They're not
but they won't
banners,
be,
they're-
they will be owned by the city.
Right, and it says back here, that the
Right.
city's gonna allow advertising business banners. The attorney, gosh, suggests that no one says that the business will be
It's not a
sponsored.
banner. They're not sponsoring.
They're not sponsoring the banner, they're sponsoring Perkins Parks and Rec. We need to put the city of Perkins Parks and Rec logo on the banners saying the city, or Perkins Parks and Rec thanks Payne County Bank for their donation.
Right.
And I have to hang them and take them down, which I was doing that anyway.
That's normal.
But
I just think if like a business is willing to, like, you know what I mean? Like all the other
I know.
towns have them.
I know.
That's why I was like,
And we can in time, not tomorrow, but
It
we
just-
just have to, it takes time to get a policy
and we need to
that
move,
protects all parties.
and
so
we need
is
to
that
move
the
that the
deal?
commission
Like,
makes a policy so we
right
can
now,
start
this
this.
is how we have to do it. If we get some kind of a
Right.
policy,
I
then
don't know that we can do it. So the Parks and Rec Board is an advisory committee, so you would have to recommend to the commission that they pursue Parks and Recreation sponsorship opportunities, whether that be in the form of banners or other things.
right.
And
Okay.
then they would need to develop the policy.
I was just
with
like-
the attorney.
Yeah, I read that whole thing and I lost a lot of brain cells reading that stuff.
Like it's like what I envision is what you see at all the other ball fields,
Yes.
which is basically what you see at the high school football field.
But schools are different than a city park. That's why the schools,
What are the other cities doing? Are they doing something, or are we? I mean, we're
They
just
have policies.
protecting ourselves
She
too.
actually sent us, I didn't
Yeah.
include it in the packet,
Oh,
but she
okay.
actually sent
Okay.
us a couple examples of policies that
Okay.
other cities have done.
and I will forward that email to you all as well. I thought that was coming in the packet.
No, I didn't include that.
Okay, but I got that email as well and I will forward that tomorrow as soon as I get in.
Yeah.
That everybody can look at over it and see it's, yeah.
but in thinking about it, I feel like I see more cities without them that do.
For this reason, because they don't want to
Yeah.
go through.
Because it's complicated.
Yeah.
But the bigger cities don't have them. Now, the smaller communities like what we
Yeah.
are, have them.
Yep.
I was like, I mean, we
Right.
had them growing.
Edmond doesn't need them because they have,
It's like because they have.
Stillwater doesn't have them because they're covered.
I get it. I didn't think it would be that.
I didn't either until, and Amy didn't, Bob, nobody did until the attorney said, hey, what if? I was like, I never thought about that. We'll just tell them no. You know? But that, you can't do that because we're a
Yeah.
municipality. But I will forward that email to everybody tomorrow. But yeah.
So I think, yeah, I don't know, we need to, so what do we need to do, like, on this, like, now, nothing right now?
I think
we need to
you will,
come
as
up
a
with-
board, as an advisory board, would need to move for the commission to put a policy in place.
You would move for the, so I spoke to Tammy today, our city attorney, and if you wanted to take action, you would move to recommend that the city commission establish a Parks and Recreation sponsorship opportunities as a fundraiser with, that would display the city's gratitude by hanging banners in the parks.
So,
Okay, make a motion.
well, I don't know, as if we need to be like specific as what exactly we're wanting them to do. And I was not the one that put it on the agenda, so I don't really know
It's
who
a very
did.
broad recommendation. It's very broad.
Yeah, it should be.
Because it will also affect other boards too. I mean, the library is needing to raise funds, the library trust is wanting to raise funds, and they're
Okay.
talking about doing different types of sponsorships as well.
Okay.
So
So it's something
it-
we need to do
It
anyways.
needs to be, Perkins needs this in place at some point in time.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if we had to be specific, and since I wasn't the one who put it on the agenda, I didn't know if somebody had something they were like,
Well, I put it on the
Really?
agenda just as banner sponsorships and just selling
Yeah.
and putting, like what the high school does, like you see. And then that's when this came up. I was like, oh, wonderful.
So they wouldn't be banner sponsorships, they would be Perkins
Perkins
and
Parks and
Recreation
Rec sponsorship.
Yes,
Like this field is sponsored by.
yes. So then,
so, I would like to, make a
I moved.
Move to make a motion that the,
we ask the city commission to make a sponsorship and advertising policy,
You
sponsorship?
you could request or recommend that they pursue
Okay,
that.
so I make a motion that they pursue making it a city advertising and sponsorship policy.
I second it. Special.
I didn't, like I said, I did not know it was that big of an issue. I didn't, I just,
Either,
I was like, hey,
It makes sense, don't it?
it does. This could be a great fundraising idea, and even people in our community see who's helping and supporting, and
And people are gonna want their names
yeah.
on the banners around.
So I'm gonna take a vote real quick, because you guys moved. Courtney?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lene?
Yes.
And Jody?
yes. 'Cause we could even do.
okay. Moving on. Consideration discussion regarding hosting a kickball tournament this summer.
All right.
Oh, Trent.
Yeah,
I
this
was
is
like, I don't
me.
know who put this on there.
This is me. This is me. After running several kids off the field that are already prepared for games, that were just out there playing kickball and playing wiffle ball, I came up with the idea, put a five-person team in, charge them $50 a team to get in. We're looking at profit for us, and we'll just like give them a shirt or something. Nothing major, just talk to B4 and say, Stephanie, I just need 5 shirts made saying this and 5 shirts made saying this. I mean, we have the chalk, we have the fields, we're not really out anything. Joe has already donated kickballs to us for it. So, I mean, that's just where I'm at. And I'm looking at ways, however, we can get more money into the Parks and Rec. I know the Parks and Rec is a huge sinkhole on a lot of cities, and I would like to see us kind of bring in some others. I'm just trying to think out of the box if y'all have any other ideas. And it's the same with the wiffle ball tournament. I closed the fields and I had to go run an 18-year-old that just graduated high school off the 8U field because it was too muddy to play baseball, and there was an 18-year-old there, and I had to go run him off because they were out there playing wiffle ball. Wiffle ball tournaments, it's the same type of deal, 5 people. I get a piece of PVC, I get some PVC pipe, make a square. You don't need umpire, you just need 1 umpire, which you volunteer. And that's it. I'll get some fencing, like get orange safety fencing up. We'll just make a little bracket and go that way. Same type of thing. 5 players a team, $50 a team, $75 a team, whatever. And it's all, and I'll talk to Stephanie at B4, because she told me, she said, whatever you need to do to get money, let me know. So, I just want everybody out in the open, what I'm trying to do. I don't want there to be any secrets or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I think it sounds great.
Sounds awesome.
It's like, I think continued use of the fields and then, also keeping our people involved is always a great thing. It continues, to keep their minds that we're here, trying to grow our program as well as keeping some of our youth busy, which is also important.
After this week, the fields are lying dormant. I mean, so why not take advantage? My family used to go down to Peters Park all the time and play kickball. I had 6 kids, so me and my wife made 8 people, 4 and 4. We had
Right.
So are you thinking you do them like probably in July and then?
Yeah, July.
Up somehow?
Yep. 2 different weekends. I mean, I'm not saying it's a rush. It's just,
Yeah.
Yep, I think that's great.
What about you don't give them shirts? You let them dress themselves.
Just give them a color.
Just,
well, no. I'm talking about for like the winners.
oh, the winners.
The
I'm sorry.
winners.
Okay.
No, yeah, no, just like
Gotcha.
Perkins Parks and Rec first annual wiffle ball tournament champion. Something just stupid, cheesy.
Cheesy. I think it needs to be totally cheesy.
Very cheesy.
But these high school kids wear
like
stuff like
crazy
that.
stuff.
They would love it. I
They
think
wear stuff like that to school all the time now.
I think that's great.
Yeah. No, I think that's great.
Love it. Should I even? Okay. Consideration discussion regarding hosting a wiffle ball tournament. Same.
Yep.
Perfect. Do it. Consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding increasing the field use fees.
Right now, I know you stapled it in here somewhere, Amy.
Yeah,
Okay, here it is. Right now, we are charging $50 a day to use the fields. Stillwater charges $150 a day. And when they use the fields, I go out, I rake them, I chalk them, I clean up after them, and we're losing money on that. I talked to Bob about it, and I know our fields are not as beautiful as Stillwater's fields. But if we go up to $75 or $100 a day, and that's something we're gonna have to move that the city commission, but I'm looking at, by the time I buy chalk, by the time I go out and do it, by the time I get the tractor and get the diesel, and we're losing money on $50 a day. And the last time somebody rented the fields, they destroyed the field, the north field down here at Dixon. They took all the bases out, put them in the grass, buried where all the bases were supposed to go. And now I have a huge hole at third base on that field that after I had got them looking decent. So I'm thinking if we charge them more, upcharge,
Are they signing a rental?
Yeah.
Are they signing something? Okay.
but there's nothing holding them to not tear the fields up. Yeah,
Or,
nothing.
So maybe we
what
could
about
have
a charge? Yeah, like what about a,
We can do that, but this is just, I mean.
right, something to
yeah.
recommend, but,
Yeah,
you destroy the field, it's a $250 charge or something
You
like,
do a deposit and they don't get it back.
or
Good.
something like that.
Yeah.
And that would be a whole nother matter on another
It would be
agenda.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
This one's just for the field use.
yeah.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, because I called Stillwater, they're $150. Because she said, well, what are you looking at doing? I said, I just want to rent a Little League baseball field. She said it's $150. We chalk it, we drag it, we do everything. We pick up after you all. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Cushing's $150.
They also charge $40 an hour for the field.
Yeah. And we're at 20, which is, I'm fine. Single use, $20. That's not a big issue. I don't do anything for that. They go out there, they practice baseball. I don't have to drag it, and they know that. But for a day use, I go out and I get it ready like there's gonna be a baseball game out there.
I think that's fine.
I know we just upped the prices on them, but and I already have a guy asking to rent a field, and I told him we are probably gonna up the prices on it. He said, I don't care what the prices are. He says, your fields are looking good. I wanna keep using them. So,
So we're really only talking about for the day use.
yeah, just for the daily use.
When
Well,
did
I
it
mean,
change to
if you
50
guys have thoughts on any of the other ones, those are,
per game too?
yeah. I mean, cause we just updated the other fees a month or two ago, so if you want, you don't have to, but if you want to look at some of these other ones and change them, this would be appropriate.
When did it change to this?
Right as I came in.
To
Okay,
this
I think
ones,
that
the
they had-
field use ones?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
think we
not
did
the-
those.
No,
No,
we
no.
haven't touched.
We didn't change any field use fees that,
We
that I
changed
know.
the,
We changed
league
the
fees.
league fees.
Correct.
We increased those from 50 to 65.
I know Stillwater Sticks rents the fields for the season. And we charged them $260. And I don't mind keeping that price. I know we have it at $210. But they charged him $260.
Who is that?
The Stillwater Sticks.
Stillwater Sticks.
how many weeks?
He had it from,
Maybe he added a couple weeks or something.
yeah, hold on, I'm trying to find it. He had it for the whole spring season for $260. Now, with that being said, it was just practice, so I did not have to drag it. I did not do anything to it. They just came out there and practiced on it for $260 for the whole spring baseball season.
This is for if you're not in
In
the
our-
league.
Not in Parks and
In
Rec.
our league.
In our,
I was
Different.
making sure, I was like,
if
wait,
you're a Perkins team, but you're not playing in Tri-County, you do still have to pay.
Yes, yes.
If you're not signed up
just
with
our
one of our,
okay.
I had another team that paid me $20 for a usage, Chris Holzer, but they're moving. Apparently, he's talking about moving his team to Perkins, Parks and Rec,
right,
or Tri-County.
right.
But
What do you think, Courtney? Have any thoughts? I wonder why he was charged $260 instead of $210,
I don't know. That's what he told me.
or maybe he.
So I kind of feel like there may have been some discrepancy in the prices because we were told also different prices prior. So I think that there were some discrepancies on the cost. So I'm wondering if that just wasn't an error in the charge.
With $50 more, I wonder if he was getting something else
Uh-uh,
for the $50 more?
I don't-
no, because I didn't do anything to him.
Okay. I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
mean, I did not, because he never asked me to drag it, he never asked me to till it, he never asked me to do anything to the field.
Okay,
He just used it to practice.
Was that this season they used
Yeah.
it?
this spring.
So if you were to do it for 60, I'm just gonna figure out.
I mean, and I say if somebody does do it for the season, let's keep it at the 250, 260, whatever. I mean,
210.
yeah, the 210.
That's what it's at.
I
Maybe
mean-
you should raise.
$15 a week. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cheap. It's really cheap.
He didn't have an issue with paying that. He
I was
was
like, I've
happy to
heard
pay
it about an
that.
eye about it. Right. Because if he was somewhere in Stillwater, he'd be
I
paying a
think
lot
that
more.
should be raised to 250.
Yeah, do 250.
I agree.
That's what that is.
Oh,
For
that's
the season?
250.
It's like 15 and change for, per week.
Do 250 divided by,
16 weeks.
16
well,
weeks.
no, do it by like 11. I was thinking like if you got each kid on the team to pay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's a,
It's so cheap, yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking even if you got your team to pay, that's nothing.
Right.
So, I mean, do we
So-
want to up it to 250? I mean, see if the commission will move it to 250 for the season, for 16 weeks.
Yeah. I think that's very reasonable.
Yes.
I do too.
250.
And for
Because
the
the
day-
cost of everything's gone up too.
And for the day use, if they actually rent the field and want me to chalk it and everything, we're looking at $75 to $100. I don't care what y'all decide on that or what the city signed. But I just know $50, and after I spent 4 hours digging, trying to find where third base went, they lost money on that deal.
Right.
if we rent it to them, are they allowed to charge gate? Like if you rent it to them for a game, they can charge
Yes.
gate. Yeah, I say 100.
Yeah.
I say 100.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be the same as like you guys.
When
like,
you all rented it this last weekend,
It's the same, kind of.
it's the same, you all got in on the $50 a field instead of that.
We gave it all back. So
Right. No, and I'm not,
Yeah.
but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you charge a gate, you're
Well,
gonna.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was
you're gonna
like,
make your $100.
easy. Yeah, I think 100 is nothing. I
Okay,
think that's-
but if they don't charge a gate, but they still have like a family outing or a church,
A full day,
a
yeah.
full day of the pavilion, because that, if you rent Dixon, it comes, I believe it comes with the pavilion too.
As long as, yeah, it said as long as it's not reserved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have to unlock the bathrooms, and they get the bathrooms, and I have to clean the bathrooms and stock the bathrooms, and
I just don't think there's that much difference between $75 and $100 that's gonna make someone rent it or not rent it.
I don't think so either.
I don't either.
like I said, I was just, I mean, if it does, they run to the store, they can go pay the extra $50.
Does it specify that if you rent the field for a day, you chalk it and everything?
No,
But not for
but-
2 hours?
Right. No, it does not.
So, that's something else to think about. What if they rented it for 2 hours, but they want to have an hour game on it, and then he still has to go chalk it? But that might be something else too. Yeah, like a whole new,
Yeah.
I think you should have
But
everything.
it's a good problem to have that we're running into at this
Right.
point, because for 8 years, those fields didn't do anything.
That's
Correct. And they're a lot better, but they're not to where.
I would walk, I would
Are
walk it, I would walk in any of those outfields right now barefoot.
That's great.
yeah, it's,
I would walk any baseball fields barefoot.
That's great.
Now, past the fences, I'm still trying to get that under control. Inside the
Like, I saw
fence,
some outside.
inside the fence, I will walk barefoot inside the fence.
But I've been in the outfields. They look really good. And
That's
they're
good.
huge improvements. So,
So-
I'm happy.
I think-
There was some people here playing this weekend that talked about how several years ago there was even rocks like in the field.
Oh, there's still rocks.
we still have some rocks, but
There's still rocks in the softball
He was
field.
really bragging about how good they look though.
But our softball teams decide to pick up rocks and take them outside of the fence for me when they practice.
So what were we?
if
So
we
what
up
were
the
we
season,
thinking
if we up the season, we should up the month too.
I think so too.
I think I agree to this.
If we up the season, we up the month.
Do we want to do like 130 for the month, or do we want to do? What's the? I'm a math magician here, guys.
250 divided by 16.
I just feel like the season's so cute.
1562. So it'd be, you want to make them a better deal to do the season than the month. So what's 20 times 4? 80. So basically where we're at now.
I'm not sure what kind of math you just did.
It looked good though.
Yeah, it
Okay,
looked like
well,
you know what
what
you're
I
doing.
realized was I was like, wait a minute, you're getting basically, if you do the season, you're getting 4 months worth for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why I said
Double
month
price.
season is so cheap. Yeah. So yeah, up the month to
200?
For a month, and then 250 for a season.
Oh,
I
that's.
do like 125.
why don't we just up the season to 300
Okay.
and then
A month to 120.
Well, because the guy that has it right now paying the 260 may find it cheaper elsewhere.
might find it
There's
cheaper
only-
than 3.
Yeah, there's only, he's the only one renting it for them right now.
Gotcha.
We don't have anybody else renting the fields for a month at a time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I
And
don't
I
think
don't.
anyone would either.
Right.
But
So
you
let's-
said he's paying $260 now.
Yeah.
So why don't we
you
just
would
up it
be
to 260?
250.
He's getting, yeah.
So put it at 260.
Just put it at
We
260.
charge someone that. Why don't we do 260
Yeah.
and leave it?
I mean, if he's happy paying 260,
And he's happy with it,
We can do
yes.
260. I'm okay with
So
that.
maybe 125 or 130 for the month.
What would someone do for a month? I'm just trying to think.
I don't know. It's on there, so.
Whatever, raise it. Because well, if we're raising them, we should
Yeah, I was
do
like,
it
let's-
now
let's
because we
raise
can't
it.
come back and forth and do this.
No.
every
Right.
2 or 3 months.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to raise it while we're raising.
2 hour use 2 times in the same week.
This is my fault. This was lasting longer than the last one.
Sorry. No, this is not even the longest we've ever had, so don't even.
The longest since I've been here.
Exactly. She's
Last month,
okay.
last month we were out here in like 30 minutes.
Then we had like a domestic dispute outside. We were here for like 6 hours.
Not between us.
No, we were
I was like, what
They're like, what did we
the heck
get
did
into?
this one now? Like,
On the 2-hour single use, like, do we want to leave, how do you feel, Trent, about those? Leave them the same or
I'm
not?
leaving that the same because I don't do anything to them. For 2 hours,
Yeah.
I don't do anything to them.
Okay.
They get
I
them.
think that's just a
Yeah.
good deal. Just
Just leave that there.
is what it is.
Yep.
So 100 for a day, 125 a month, 260 for a season.
60. Yes.
Okay.
Let's make a motion or I'll make a motion to recommend that we raise the field usage fees day to 100, month to 125, and season to 260.
I'll second.
Who seconded, I'm sorry? Jody? Okay, Courtney?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lene?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
All right, the last one. New business. Under the Opens Meeting Act, this agenda item is authorized only for matters not known about or which could not have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda or any revised agenda.
Nope.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I put everything on there. So, I mean, everything my brain could think of for the month.
Anyone? All right. Let's adjourn.
Can you make a motion?
Someone?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is that you, Ashley, that's
Yeah.
Courtney?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lene?
Yes.
And Jody?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I know, like I said, I just started seeing that and I was like, holy cow. Good stuff.
Is Megan out of town, do you know?
Yeah, she's at a baseball tournament.
Baseball.
In December.
Okay.
The only games that didn't get rained out last night was Perkins.
Do you know when she'll be back? And I'm only asking because.
Tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's just like at.
She was like, she should be
at
back.
Tri-County
We just
game.
finished, well, she messaged me to tell us we won, so. She finished at 7:54.
Okay, so I have a question. I haven't done this one. So how does it work if you, obviously I'm not gonna be gone all the time, but like I know like next month our kids are going to camp and they need extra help. So I've told